Hey sugar, do you want me to show you how to make extra cash making this my ogbonge oil-based red velvet cake? Okay, let's go. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Again to all my 100 plus subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hmm. Thank you, thank you. I don't know. I'm just so happy. Thank you. You're the reason why I am back here, seriously. So today I want to share my red velvet, oil-based red velvet cake. You're going to love it, trust me. If you are just here to bake for your family, just to spicy up things, you will love it. Your family will love it, trust me. And if you are here to make money from, you're going to love it because I'll be sharing you the authentic the odogo recipe where they use take cash out. So you're going to love it. So let's get right into it. Of course, you're not going to need any complex tools, baking tools, or probably complex ingredients. No, you just need a whisk, a spatula. If you have a spatula, a bowl, everybody has a bowl at home, you are good to go. That's the major thing you need actually. So you don't need complex things. You can always make it right in your kitchen. If you have a oven in the kitchen, you need to go and try this house and come and give me the feedback. You will love it. Seriously, you are going to love it. So let's get right into it. And before then, I just want to encourage someone. She might probably be viewing this and just looking for a side hustle, like something to make extra cash from. Stick to this channel because I'll be sharing majority of things I do, my recipes, how I bake my cake, the procedure, the things. Even if you don't have the 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 things we usually use as a baker, you can always alternate because I'll be sharing other things you can use to alternate those things when you are doing it. So for instance, if you don't have a mixer, you can use a turning stick to mix. There are things like that you can always alternate for, even if you don't have the standard things that it's require of you to bake. You can always alternate at all. So you don't really have an excuse actually. So even if it is not baking, it can be any other skill. I just want to encourage a woman out there that you can also make your own money. Don't forget that woman will also deserve economic power. And it's your money. It's giving you freedom. It's giving you right to choose. It gives you right to say no and right to say yes. So I'm just trying to encourage someone out there that for me, getting a 9 to 5 job was not easy. It's not as if I've not been there before. I've been in banking before. And when life's happened, you don't have to wait. You keep going, going, going because nobody's gonna wait for you and you don't want to be left behind. So please keep going, even if it's to crawl. My sister, let's crawl. Let's start crawling. Even if it's to run, oh yeah, let us run because you cannot afford to wait. So get something to do. It might not be baking, it can be other things. Just get a skill for yourself. So that will be that about that. So you don't really need a complex thing to start this to make this red velvet cake. You just need a flour, a vegetable oil, a milk, or to make you need a buttermilk, and I will teach you how to make that buttermilk. It's just milk and milk plus vinegar. We give you buttermilk. That's just recorded the video, so I'm just going to share with the video now, and after putting the video I will explain the method. Then the description box I'm going to share the recipe. So please, Yoko, if you are seeing us for the first time, please follow us, subscribe, like, share, recommend. Like, and you people did not share and you will not subscribe. What am I doing here? Yeah, I'm going. Hi, so welcome to the class. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. Even if you skip to this aspect, you are still welcome. So let's get started. So before you get started, if you want to bake, please, anything you'll be using for your baking, always make sure you get them at your reach. For instance, all your ingredients, make sure you put them very, in a bowl, put it closer to you. Every other tools you'll be using for your baking, just make sure you can reach them as soon as possible, because you might not find it comfortable, or it might be a bit stressing when you have to leave what you are doing and you have to go and look for a particular ingredient that is not yet in your reach. You understand? So just make sure everything is at your reach. So the first thing you want to do is to measure your flour. Don't forget, I'm going to drop the recipe in the comment section. So I'm used to Instagram, so I'm going to drop the recipe on the description box, then you can get it and make use of it. So you measure your flour out in a clean bowl, you sieve it inside, sieve your flour, because most flours might have some particles you don't know, you can never see. So the next thing is to add your baking powder. This recipe, I will be using half tablespoon of baking powder. So you add your baking powder. Then the next thing you want to add is this one is optional, because I'm not using it in the video, but you can use it if you want some dark red velvet cake. So you will add half teaspoon of cocoa powder. But what I'm going in is salt now. I added my half teaspoon of salt. Don't forget the flour, the baking powder, and the salt. Then the next thing you're going to add is your color. So you just need half tsp of the food coloring. So you can use, there's a liquid one, there's a powder one. I'm using a powder one, and it depends on how deep you want. Anything that has to do with color, you don't want to put too much. Just make sure you follow the recipe. So in this video I added half teaspoon and I added a little bit to it. So I just wanted something that would be very red, so I added a little bit. So the next thing is to use a whisk. So don't forget, if you don't have a whisk, you can always use a spatula, or you can get yourself a spoon. A spoon also can work. So you set that aside. In another separate bowl, sorry, am I talking too fast? Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the video as well. So in another separate bowl, you measure out your cooking oil, vegetable oil. You measure it out. You will need half cup half cup of vegetable oil and 1/4 cup. Honestly, you will, at this point you will actually need a cup. You actually need a set of cup, measuring cup. Yes, measuring cup. It has all those half, 1/4, 1/2, 1/3 cups. So you can go in with your oil first, or you can go in with your sugar first. This is sugar. I'm adding the sugar first. So the sugar you are going to add is going to be 1/2 cup and 1/4 as well. Just like your oil. Your oil will be half cup. So this is half cup. I'm going to go in with the half cup first. Then after going in with the half cup, you pour into your sugar, or alternatively you pour your sugar into your oil. Anyone is fine. Please, anyone is fine. You can pour in your oil first. So this is 1/4 cup. So you pour in your oil and you add it to your sugar. So we have 1/4 and half. That's 1/2 cup and 1/4 cup for our sugar and for our oil. So you mix with your whisk. You're going to just stir it, not too hard, just give it a blend. You don't want your oil to be separate from your sugar, so just give it some mix. Then the next thing you're going to go in with is your egg. You're going to break your egg into it. So you get something, just you can break it. You don't have even to break it ahead. Just break it into your mixture of sugar and oil, and you whisk it again. And make sure you whisk this one. Mix it very well this time around, because you don't want to have a separated egg from the oil or from the sugar. Give it a mix, and it's meant to give you something like this. And that's it. And that is it. So after then, you are going to make our buttercream now. Sorry, buttermilk rather. So buttermix, I said, is a mixture of milk and vinegar. So I'll be using 1 cup, but I just want to go in with my half cup first. So when you're using half cup of milk, you make use of half teaspoon of vinegar. You put your vinegar into your milk and you allow it to settle. Allow it to just settle. So that's it. That's my milk. That's my half cup of milk. Then I'm going to go in with my half uh, teaspoon of vinegar. So vinegar, we have a lot of we have, let's say, we have a lot of maker, like a lot of brand, let's just say brand. So you can use this, any vinegar is fine. So far it's vinegar. So just go in with half teaspoon and put it in your milk, and you set it aside. This is half cup, but I actually use 1 cup of milk because I wanted a very, very fluffy and super moist red velvet cake. So I make use of 1 cup of milk. So then you set it aside, you allow it to turn into a buttermilk magic. It's just like a magic, but that's just the trick. So then you pour in your flour mixture into your oil and sugar mix. Then you mix and mix and mix and mix and mix. You make sure you mix it very well, that you don't have lumps inside. Mix it very well, that you don't have to see any lumps inside. So the next thing you're going to do is to pour in your milk. Yes, sorry, it is not a buttermilk, not just a milk. So you can see this texture. Make sure you are getting this thing right, please. It is not very hard. It is not hard at all, at all, at all. So that's the milk. You pour in the milk and you mix. And you mix. So don't forget, I said I use 1 cup at the end because I was not satisfied with the half cup. The half cup was not giving that, that very, very, it's not going to give me that very, very moist red velvet cake. So I have to use 1 cup. If I also use 1 cup, not that you cannot use half cup is actually what you have to use. But if you want it very super moist, use 1 cup of buttermilk. Then you give it a thorough mix with your whisk, or probably your spatula, or probably your spoon. Mix it and just make sure. Though do not worry, even if they see lumps in it, you can sieve it out. So I'm going to use my sieve to do that. Just get okay. So the next thing we're going to do is just to add our vanilla flavor. I told you I use industrial vanilla flavor. Yes, industrial vanilla flavor is always giving the giving. So you can, whenever you get to any cake shop, just tell them you want an industrial one. You can use the normal one. It's just in my own opinion, I love to use industrial one. So just give it. I think I use 1 cup of that bowl. So you can just use 1 tablespoon. Use 1 tablespoon. I'm going to drop the recipe. So then you mix and mix and mix. I think that's all. That's all. So the next thing I want to do now is to sieve it out and get your sieve and sieve out your butter. You can use this spatula to just make it come out faster. Just pour it in and give it some stir, and there you go. Your smooth and clean butter will just come out just like that. You know, just do it, and in no time you'll be ready to bake it. So after you are done doing this particular step, the next thing you want to do is get your baking pan, or in this one I use the cupcakes tray. I bake cupcakes, so I use just cupcake. So you can see how super moist is looking already. So get your tray baking pan. So that's just it. You pour it in, and make sure you don't pour too much of butter in each cup, because you want to allow the cake to as well to bake and rise very well. So you have to give some space, leave some space for the cake to rise, a cup or your baking pan. Okay, so and that's it. You're ready to bake. It's ready to go to the oven. See you later. And that later is not too far. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm just like, oh, see how super yummy this cake is looking. And finally, our cake is out. You can see how moist the cake is looking. Very yummy, super moist, and it's still very hot, but I'm trying to maintain my steeze and composure. Oh, yummy, yummy. So thank you for staying and watching. Bye.